What's up, goats, and welcome to Battlefield 3, which released in 2011. 2011, guys, and it looks fucking amazing. We're here to talk about the campaign, but before we get started, thank you guys so much for 500 subscribers. That is absolutely crazy. But let's just jump right in. This mission starts with you running, then jumping on a train for some reason. Then you get a title card. You're sliding off the train, so you bust in the window. What, this dude thinking Nathan Drake or some shit? You drop these dudes who seem to hijack this train. You grab the shotgun and don't check your corners, so you throw this dude out the window. You see some guy plant some C4s, so you climb out the window. Damn, I guess this guy really is Nathan Drake. Somehow this dude misses the easiest shot ever, and you climb up top. You jump back in the train and kill some more dudes. You see a bunch of C4 and move to the next train car. Obviously, this dude doesn't learn from his mistakes and doesn't check the corner. Then the mission ends. I'll go to a 5 out of 10. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Also, it's just really short, but the graphics are pretty great for 2011. This mission takes place 8 hours before the whole train thing, and you get introduced to Henry Blackburn, a sergeant in the Marines. And then this dude that looks like Hudson shows up, and he says he's there for some kind of rumor about a nuke being in New York or something, and that you have information about it. You see this dude whose name is Solomon, apparently. And I'm gonna say I really hate these cutscenes. They're a horrible way to set up the story, because most of them is just to explain the mission you're about to play. So I'm not gonna include much of these unless it's very necessary. In the actual mission, you get introduced to your squad, who are the most generic Marines I've ever seen in a video game. Usually these guys would be background characters, but for some reason in this game, they're the main characters. You got Montez, Chaffin, Matt Kovic, and Campo. You're in Iraq because this extremist group named the PLR crossed the border and is now trying to take over Iraq. You walk over and meet your captain, whose name is Cole. He tells you they lost contact with the squad who's investigating an IED, so you have to go find out what happened to them. You sprint down this alley and enter the school. You feel a small earthquake, but you reach the street and some PLR pass. You sprint across and follow Matt Kovic.
I like this shit.
Chaffin gets hit, so you pull him into cover and start fighting. After the fight, you check on Chaffin. He's chilling and another squad's gonna take him back. So you start heading up the stairs. You reach this hallway and have to sprint past the windows. You kill some more goons and reach the roof. Dude has a 50 cal, but somehow it didn't kill Chaffin. We start slowly moving up and Montez stares into my soul for a second. You crawl on the ground and Matt Kovic gives you a launcher.
3, 2, 1, suppress it! On target.
Now you have to cover the squad extracting Chaffin. And hey look, you can see your legs in this game. Neat. It's pretty much just a shooting gallery. So you move to the other side of the roof, because bitches be on the stairs. They grab a plank on some Last of Us shit and cross the roof. You parkour down and reach this huge ass gate that has a small door, so you open it. You see some dudes and shit on them pretty quick. You finally reach the squad and some are dead and some are injured. But Matt Kovic spots a...
Secondary's under here! Secondary, copy that!
Yeah, whatever the fuck a secondary is. You now have to trace the wire and start crawling in the vents like an actual rat. Oh look, there's one right there. I take a good look around and unplug one of the wires. Yeah, that's fucking bullshit. I took a good look. Now you have a QTE fight with this dude that has the weakest sounding punches ever. I was gonna put a sound effect, but I honestly couldn't find anything that sounds weaker than that shit. You pull the correct wire out, and this dude was so shocked you beat him that he died. You run back out, and this dude trips on his shoelace and dies. You're under attack now, so you run onto the bridge and start laying down fire with the M249. Eventually, the enemy flanks, so now you have to use one of their technicals. And why the fuck do they love making the machine guns overheat? It's really annoying. Then another small earthquake happens. Then the mission ends. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. It was alright. I think they were going for more of a realistic approach, which is fine, I guess.
On the other hand, I have a better idea. I let you choose.
This mission, you see Solomon, and he grabs a soldier to, like, torture him or some shit. You dig yourself out of the rubble and have no gun, so you need to stay in the shadows. You have to prone through this pipe and see an actual rat. And if you don't hit the quick time event, this funny animation plays.
Come out in the open! Hiding is seen as an act of aggression!
But if you die to that for real, you're kind of like brain dead or something. You get out of this pipe and open the door. You knife this dude and shit on these guys. And also a ton more just come out of fucking nowhere. This part is pretty cool since you now have to backtrack to the start of the last mission. But it's really different since, you know, the earthquake. I open up on these guys and then push this car over on some dudes. Remember that spot Chaffin got shot? Well, this is what it looks like now. God damn. You shit on the dudes opening the door and walk through this bus. I'm not gonna lie, that kind of scared the shit out of me the first time I played this. These dudes get a building dropped on them, and you open this gate. This dude gets flung against the wall, and you start moving through the school again. You see Montez again, and sprint down the alleyway. Montez opens the door, and you run out onto the street. You hop in the Humvee and start shitting on fools. Eventually, you get shit on by an RPG, and make a mad dash to the VTOL. Then the mission ends. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. It was pretty cool seeing the same level, but all destroyed and shit.
Hawkins, we just got raised to Alert 1. Plans have changed. We're launching now.
This mission you play as Lieutenant Colby Hawkins of the Air Force. Your mission here is to provide air support for ground forces taking an airbase which supposedly has the head of the PLR named Al-Bashir. You walk out onto the deck of the carrier and put your helmet on and climb into the jet. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like this mission. It's pretty much just a giant cutscene and is used to flex the graphics of the Frostbite engine. You take off and are in the sky. Don't get me wrong, the graphics are great to the point where I'm just like this looking around. But it's not long before shit hits the fan, and in this case, there are Iranian jets attacking you. You don't fly in this mission, so you basically just look at the jet, wait for the flares, then fire the missile. It's pretty fucking stupid. But this jet does this cool move, so there's that. After you take out the jets, you switch cams and see the airport. You start taking out all the flat cannons. Then you start taking out all the jets on the runway. And at this point, I just mentally checked out of the mission and just wanted it to be over. You see some cars moving to the chopper, so you just shit on all of them. Somehow all the people survive that, so you call in another strike. Then you land the jet and the mission ends. Wow, that was a horrendous piece of shit. 2 out of 10. It was legit just a tech demo. Pretty bad.
That is a big city.
It is. No gun trucks yet.
No. The wheels of fate turn slowly, my brother.
This mission you're playing as Blackburn, and in the cutscene the CIA fucks say that Al-Bashir was never at the airport. And fun fact, the dude who plays Blackburn is Gideon from COD Advanced Warfare, and the bald CIA dude is the new General Shepard. Which is pretty cool, I guess. Your objective here is to secure a bank where there's believed to be some intel on the PLR's movements and some shit, I don't fucking know. You start running down the hill and get mortared until you reach the wall and set up your own mortar and start launching bombs. You climb the wall and start fighting. You spend like 2.5 minutes fighting in this shitty little wash area until you reach this apartment building. You pull out the boomstick and breach this door. You shut on 2 more dudes and reach some Humvees. You see fucking Captain Skinny McGee over here and start following him. The captain that says the most retarded thing of all time.
Like, bypassing an ambush is exactly what the ambushers expect us to do.
Bro must have gotten his promotion from the back of his cereal box. You reach the highway and...
RPG! Overpass!
Oh, look at that. We get ambushed, you stupid fuck. You and your squad move up the stairs and start clearing the highway. You climb up and start fighting on the street. A tank suddenly appears, so you sprint to cover. No surprise, it follows you and it only knocks you out somehow. You wake up and start moving to the bank. The tank's back, so now you have to cross the street and grab this javelin in order to shit on the tanks. And yes, I said tanks, because out of nowhere, like 3 more tanks show up. You don't have to move up to the bank. Obviously, you're not going to walk in front. So you and Matt Kovic go to find a way around. You shit on some dudes and hop over this wall. You boost Matt Kovic up, and he drops the ladder. Then you do some sick parkour and get in the bathroom. You shit on this dude and start fighting in the bank, and I gotta say, this looks more like a hotel than a fucking bank. Fucking snazziest bank of all time here. Eventually, you and your squad meet up with Skinny McGee, and he says to look for any sign of Al-Bashir. So you bust in and this dude is chilling here. You move up and... wait. What the fuck? He's over here too. You start rappelling down the elevator shaft and hear some dudes, so you prep a flashbang. Wait, he didn't even pull the pin. After you clear the basement, Matt Kovic starts doing legit nothing on the computer, and you start searching the vault. You see a ton of intel and a weapons case. You open it and see a nuke with room for 2 more. Then somehow Matt Kovic gets a cam feed on the computer. You see Solomon and Al-Bashir. You secure the nuke and the mission ends. I give it an 8 out of 10. Honestly, it was pretty cool. We finally found out about the nukes they've been talking about for like the whole game.
Дима, надеюсь, что американец сделает то, что ему положено в Нью-Йорке.
Группа подтвердила правила игры?
Да, самое главное захватить ядерное оружие, чтобы это не стоило.
Okay, so this mission takes place in present day, like the interrogations. So most of the missions in the game are flashbacks, and it's really annoying. Like, just fucking start the story at the first mission. But anyway, you play as a Russian operative named Dima, and you're with Vladimir and Kirill, I don't fucking know, dude. Also, it sounds like they're recording their lines through a styrofoam fucking box. But anyway, somehow you found out about one of the nukes and are in Paris to stop it. You reach the facility and they open the gate for you. You cut the wires and enter the parking garage. Now you start fighting, and for some reason, they love to have RPGs, so I get shit on by one. You make it in and follow Kirill, and I have no idea what this building is supposed to be, but you see some gas, so you put the mask on. You head up these stairs and get into another QTE fight. Yo, then the dude from the bank is here. Yo, what up, man? You start fighting by the cubicles, and eventually you move up the stairs and fight in this Mirror's Edge looking room. You breach the door and get flashbanged. You start chasing the dude with the nuke and reach the lobby. Now the Popo are here, and you have to wait to not get crossfired. Now you start running and shitting on cops, and I kind of feel bad, but I guess it doesn't matter. You reach this tunnel and... oh no, fucking, I already forgot his name. He dies and is super sad for like no reason. Like, we've only known him for 5 minutes and they expect us to be sad. And like, the audio is muted too. You chase the dude up the subway and get jumped and have to do another QTE. But this one that ends with you throwing him in front of the train, which is cool, I guess. You open the nuke and it's not there. Then the mission ends. I give it a 5 out of 10. Pretty average, and why would they think that we would care about the Russian dude dying?
Miller, put the dinosaur down. It's go time. Miller, stop playing around. We're gonna be alright, Miller.
This is a tank mission, but it's still not as bad since Battlefield can actually do tanks right. But your objective is to rescue Blackburn and his squad at the bank. So this mission is a flashback, kinda. Also, you play as John Miller, who's just a tank guy. That dinosaur at the beginning was his son, so you know this fucker is about to die. You take control of the tank and start shitting on PLR tanks. This mission is gonna be pretty quick since not much happens other than fighting tanks. After a while, you reach the PLR base and just completely shit on everyone inside. You reach some more tanks and shit on a convoy. You reach this highway and see some friendly soldiers, so you hop out and run over to see what's up. This dude is like a mega pussy and doesn't want to go grab the detonator. So now you have to sprint out there, grab the detonator, and run back. It does give you a pretty nice explosion though. You hop back in the tank and play a shooting gallery for a hot minute. Then the mission ends. I'll give it a 5 out of 10. It was okay. Nothing really special about it, just a tank mission.
3-3. Let's get there quick. They're gonna hear us coming a mile away.
Still in the tank and playing as Miller, you're in the city now, making your way to Blackburn's squad. You go down this alleyway and take control of the tank. You could run over cars, which is pretty cool. You get ambushed and your friendly tank gets shit on, so you move through the building and arrive at the bank. You gotta take out a couple tanks, but then you get shit on by a big ass missile or something, and the treads are fucked, so you hop on the machine gun and start defending. You defend for like 5 minutes until a chopper picks up Blackburn. Then they say a quick reaction force is gonna be there in 15 minutes. You don't even last 2.
We're doing everything we can. Over.
We need them now, sir!
They take off the bag and are doing one of those like execution videos. Solomon gives some generic bad guy monologue and Al-Bashir shows up and kills Miller. Then the mission ends. You give it a 6 out of 10. It was a little better than the last one because it wasn't as long.
Misfit 1-3, this is Misfit 1-4. We're waiting inbound. What's your status?
1-3 is set. Over.
This mission back playing as Blackburn, your whole company is tracking down Al-Bashir to capture and interrogate him about the missing nukes. You and Campo are sniping and start taking out the lights. A VTOL comes in and drops off the assault team led by Captain Cole, so you and Campo move to cover them. You take out one dude and move to the other side of the building and start rappelling down. You cross the street and Campo starts running like a Gears of War character. You hop the wall and take out this fool. Then I die from a heart attack or something. I don't even know what killed me there. But you climb on this roof and cover the assault team again. You climb back down the ladder and cross using the overpass, somehow not being seen by that truck. You walk up the stairs and knife this dude.
Hey, Dushman!
Shit. PLR.
Wow, that took way too long, and now his friends are here, so you start sprinting away and jump into the sewer. After you get out, you murk some fools and find the spot Miller got murdered. And look, even his son's toy is here. You start getting jumped, so you handle that shit. You meet up with Cole and climb up another damn ladder. You take up a sniping position and cover the soldiers clearing the motel. It's legit the definition of a shooting gallery. But eventually, and I mean like 6 minutes later eventually, you start moving and see Al-Bashir's car crash. Motherfucker ends up on the hood, so you secure him and start defending the area. You end up in this mall and have to defend your position. Not much happens other than moving the guy to the other side of the mall, but eventually you take him out of the mall and put him into VTOL. But some absolute bullshit happens to me and I die and have to do that whole part over again. But you hit the bastard with some adrenaline and he says Solomon is the mastermind behind the nukes. He says something about trains and the 14th, then the mission ends. I give it a 7 out of 10. The sniper part was cool, but it was super fucking long.
Okay, Kafarov's compound's on the other side of this valley, just past the Gilad Bridge.
So who is this guy exactly?
The guy from Al-Bashir's phone, an arms dealer.
This mission, you're in northern Iran to capture an arms dealer who is believed to have sold Al-Bashir the nukes based on information from his phone. You get ambushed and Matt Kovic says the meme line.
They're in the trees!
Not a single fucking soul was in the trees right there. You repel the ambush and push up the hill. You realize that these guys aren't PLR, but actual Russians. So you run up the hill some more and see Cole. Then see a ton of Russian paratroopers like it's Red Dawn or some shit. And Cole says they're here for the nuke too. Instead of waiting for backup, Cole orders you to push down the hill and start fighting, which is what a good commander would do. You start fighting and fight in this field for like 10 fucking minutes. I'm not even joking about that. After that, you meet up with Cole and he says, fuck backup, we're going in. And Montez is the only one that's kind of mad about it. Then a Russian jet shows up and shits on me. But now you have to move from cover to cover and slowly make your way to the stingers. You move to the truck and take down the jet. Then you realize that Campo and Matt Kovic got fucked in the bombing run. Montez is pretty broken up about it because Campo owed him $50. Then Cole pretty much acknowledges this is his fault. Then the mission ends. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Legit the longest battle of all time, but at least it was pretty fun. This mission you play as Dima again, and you, Vladimir, and fuck this guy, are also in Iran to recover the nukes. You dive out of the plane and the theme song starts playing. It's kind of funny because you're just skydiving, like it's really not that epic, but you land and get this shitty ass gun and have to take out some bodyguards. But that thing you jumped out with has some weapons in it. You grab one of the cars and join the convoy like nothing even happened. You get in the garage and shit on some dudes. You use one of the hands to open the door and start fighting, and a fucking RPG shits on me. You fight your way up the road and reach the driveway. You crawl through this pipe to flank the fuckers. I'm just gonna say pretty much the rest of this mission takes place in the house. You split from the group and shit on the guy who has a Barrett for some reason. You reach the roof and start covering your guys. You reach the main house and start shitting on everyone with the shotgun. You split off again and clear the upstairs part by yourself. Eventually, you reach the basement and start fighting. This dude has like a whole army protecting them, but they're getting shit on by 3 guys, so that's pretty funny. You start going through like a shoot house while also shitting on dudes. You make it up to a helipad and jump on the chopper. Then dude tries to attack you, so you slam his head into the side of the chopper like 20 times. Then he tackles you out. You luckily land in a pool, and the dude tries to bribe you. He's got info on Solomon, so you punch him. Then a cutscene plays and doesn't do anything to advance the plot whatsoever. You're playing as Blackburn now, so you search the pool area. Demon pulls a gun on you and tells you everything about Solomon, the nukes, and where he's taking them. So he says that you and him as soldiers can avert war. Then he says to shoot Cole, and I did it literally without any hesitation. Then the mission ends. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. There's just a lot of average missions in this game, and this is one of them.
So you admit to shooting your commanding officer under the direction of a Russian agent, is that correct? So unless you have something else significant to share with us, Sergeant, this investigation is over. You have been played. It's the Russians.
This mission takes place in the present day, and the CIA douchebags bring in Montez and says that Solomon is an informant of theirs and he couldn't possibly do anything wrong ever. So pretty much all they got out of the interrogation is that you killed your commanding officer and the Russians are bad. Then Blackburn starts to put it together, and you and Montez jump the CIA guys. You jump out the window and climb out the dumpster. Now the game has come full circle, so now it's the intro. You pretty much know how it goes. Run across the street, jump onto the train, kick this guy, take these guys out, throw this guy out the window, jump to the other train car and get jumped by Solomon. But instead of fading to black, a QTE happens and you very slowly shit on Solomon. Then you hold the dude with the detonator hostage. You You wake up and shit on this dude and drop down and move through the sewers. Why is it always the sewers? You climb onto the streets and Montez magically knows where you are. Then the shittiest car chase of all time happens. Oh yeah, you're in New York, by the way. Probably should have mentioned that earlier. The car crashes and Montez gets shit on. A really shitty fight happens. Like, why did they do this shit? It fucking looks so bad and slow. Also, I like how there's like a huge group of people watching, but nobody bothers to help. You shit on Solomon with a brick and secure the nuke. Then the game ends. And it shows Dima alive, but it doesn't matter because you'll never see him again. So I give the mission a 2 out of 10. It was really shit since you already played the first part, and the second part was just a cutscene. I think they really got lazy and didn't want to do it anymore. Well, that was Battlefield 3's campaign, and it was pretty garbage. Like, what the hell even was that? I think they were going for a more gritty, realistic story and setting, but they ended up just making a super boring fucking game. The characters were so bland and forgettable that when I was writing the script for this video, I had to look up the characters' names multiple times. They just didn't do anything exciting or innovating whatsoever in this campaign. It's clear that the budget of this game went to the engine and the multiplayer, and they basically just threw a couple pennies to the campaign team. I think the worst part of the game was the QTE fights. They were so ass. Also, the shitty ass cutscenes are so annoying. Basically, they are there to tell you the mission you're about to play and really serve no purpose whatsoever, since you pretty much learn all the story details in the mission itself. I would give this campaign a 5 out of 10. It's kind of like boiled chicken with no seasoning. Like, it's just bland as hell. But the multiplayer though, now the multiplayer is awesome and really impressive considering the game came out in 2011. Huge 64-player games, tanks, choppers, jets, and regular foot soldier combat. It truly felt next gen at the time. And honestly, nothing's better than going onto Operation Metro and hearing just chaos unfold. And surprisingly, the game is still mostly alive, but it has like the worst matchmaking system ever, at least on PC. So in a normal game, you'd open the game and select the game mode you want to play, hit search, and are in the game within seconds. But here, you click on the game, it opens your browser for some reason, then you have to go through the shitty Battlelog website. Even if you just want to play campaign, you gotta go through this website. You select the server, and then you're in. It's just super unnecessary. Like, why didn't they just have a matchmaking system in the game? But anyway, guys, that was my Battlefield 3 campaign review. If you liked the video, drop a like, and of course, subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you in the next one. See you.